Lesson plan, Birds Talks, grade level, 4, duration, 60 minutes. Objective, students will analyze the poem Birds Talks to understand its theme, structure, and literary devices. Students will enhance their comprehension and interpretative skills by discussing the poem and expressing their thoughts through writing and art. Materials, copies of the poem Birds Talks. Whiteboard and markers. Chart paper. Crayons, markers, or colored pencils. Notebooks or journals. Introduction, 10 minutes. Begin with a brief discussion about birds and their importance in nature. Ask students if they have ever wondered what birds might be saying when they chirp. Reading the poem, 10 minutes. Distribute copies of the poem Birds Talks. Read the poem aloud to the class, then ask a few students to read it aloud as well. Discussion and analysis, 20 minutes. Literal understanding, discuss what is happening in the poem. Who is speaking? What are the birds talking about? Identify the main events in the poem. Figurative understanding, discuss the theme of the poem. What message do you think the poet is trying to convey? Explore any literary devices used, personification, rhyme, imagery. Personal response, ask students how the poem makes them feel. Do they think birds could actually talk like humans? Why or why not? Activity, drawing and writing, 15 minutes. Drawing, ask students to draw a scene inspired by the poem. Encourage them to be creative and imagine what the birds might look like as they talk. Writing, have students write a short paragraph describing their drawing and explaining what the birds are talking about in their picture. Sharing and reflection, 10 minutes. Allow students to share their drawings and writings with the class. Encourage students to give positive feedback to their peers. Conclusion, 5 minutes. Summarize the key points discussed in the lesson. Reinforce the idea that poetry can be a way to express thoughts and feelings about nature in creative ways. Assessment, participation in the discussion. Creativity and effort in the drawing and writing activities. Ability to express ideas clearly during the sharing session. Extension activities, encourage students to write their own short poem about what they think animals, not just birds, might talk about. Organize a nature walk where students can observe birds and write observations or poems inspired by what they see and hear.